My name is Cameron Sanson, and I'm about to read If by Rudyard Kipling.
If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, will make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good or talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make the trap fools, or watch the things you gave your life to, broken, and stoop and build them up with worn out tools, if you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it in one turn of pitch and toss, and lose, and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. This poem actually has quite a bit of meaning to me. I remember when I first read it, it was probably freshman year, and I probably read it a couple times after that into sophomore year, but the meaning that it has to me now didn't start until maybe I read it after the end of sophomore year. I read it again, and the reason why is because the last week before sophomore year had ended, my father passed away, and it wasn't a death to where I was able to say my goodbyes and everything. It was a quick death, you know. Me and my mom left in an afternoon, came back home, found my dad, and then with that, you know, there was a lot of things that we were left with, a lot of complications that came up, and for the longest time, for over a year, I struggled with a very, very hard depression. And I remember the first couple of months were some of the worst, and I finally came upon this poem once again, and it reminded me of a lot of the things that, you know, I wanted to work for. There's even a line in here that really spoke to me throughout the whole poem, and which actually helped me a lot through most of what I was going through at the time. And it reads in the third stanza, the last two lines, or let me say last four lines, I'm sorry. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. When I was going through my depression and everything, and on the days to where I would get bad, you know, to where you kind of believe that there's nothing more for you anywhere or with anything, and you really lose your focus on what you're doing everything for. You have no motivation, no drive or anything. And on those days, you're really broken down to the basic principles of why you do anything. You know, you really discover why you're getting up in the morning. And you know, on those days to where you still haven't had that figured out, that's all that there is, that will, you know, and everything in your body that just says, hold on, because you know that something will be better. It talks about, you know, being virtuous, you know, the basic human virtues of being a man, wanting to be a man, and what a man works for. Staying humble even in victory, and not being in despair and defeat. And it reminded me a lot of what my dad had taught me, you know. There's couple lines in here or being hated, don't give way to hating. One of the biggest things that my dad ever taught me was, don't ever say that you hate anything. 'Cause hate is such a strong word. You don't know what you're putting in to the meaning of that word, into whatever you're saying. And when I had read this for that first time after my father had passed away, I basically cried because it had brought out so much emotion into me, so much emotion out, that it just did too much. It's something to where I want to strive to be this person that's described in this poem. I want to show that I can do all of that in honor of my father, and because one day I believe that I'll see my father once again. The day that I meet him again, I want to be a man. At the very end it says, "Yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son." Whenever I read that, I hear my dad saying that to me. And that's what it means.
There are loved ones in the glory whose dear forms you often miss. When you close your earthly story, will you join them in their bliss? Will the circle be unbroken by and by, by and by? Is a better home awaiting in the sky, in the sky?